And welcome back to Career Build Series, episode 184. And so we are where we left off last time. Last time arrived with the Damon T800 at FJ Warner Docks, filled up a tanker car for the locomotive, took the locomotive with the tanker car from FJ Warner over here to Monarchy Brain. And so now we have ample fuel at our main base of operations. We have about 25,000, maybe 20,000 over at FJ Warner, and then we have 32,000 here now. And so this gives us plenty of fuel to kind of do what we need to and keep our operation running. So I really like to get mining, but what I think I'm going to do is I want to set up a transpo car. So let's go ahead and let's get in here. And I want to look at I want to bring up my locomotive first, I think. So let's look at the locomotive. Let's look at the width of the loco. And I'm actually going to fix something while I'm here, too. But let me use my pinky blocks and we'll measure. So what are we? 11 wide, okay. That's 11 wide. Let me fix this while I'm here. Let's go like this. Cut that. That was something I wanted to fix. All right, let's save this loco. All right, so 11 wide. Let's bring up the Mac R tractor. Let's get a measurement on our width here. So we are 11 wide. Okay, so this is the same width as the train. So the plan here is I want to try to make some way to transport this. And so the other thought I had was building a shifter truck, but I think I'm going to go with this. I don't want to build something right now. In addition, so I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. This is going to be kind of iffy just because of they have the same width, so I don't want the train car to be overly wide or wider than the locomotive. So let's go ahead and let's kind of build a car for this. And so let's see what I have for cars that I can kind of, it's always nice if you can start with something, especially with if the logic's all set up. It kind of cuts down on build time. And I don't want to do, I've done a lot of building lately and I really want to get out there and do some mining, but we're just at the point where we need more stuff for the operation to run smoothly. And so I don't want to do that off screen. I want you guys to kind of see what I'm working on. So I'm kind of trying to find a flat car. I usually call them cars. So like here's my train ramp car. Let's start with this. This here is kind of a car I made. It's not necessarily pretty, but it might work. It's got a lot of stuff set up already. This was for something else. And so I should have symmetry on, but I don't. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's start with this. And then let's bring in the Mac R tractor. And I'm kind of dry fit this and we'll see. See, this already has a ramp on it. So that actually fits in all right. So this is one wider. This actually works pretty well. Yeah, this is pretty much all set up. Not thrilled with the color scheme, but again, this works. And we'll kind of run with this. I think everything's set up the way it needs to be. Yeah, I think we're good here. This battery's not connected to anything. So that should probably get connected. But beyond that, that's pretty good. So let's actually kind of run with this. Let's stick this on the rails. Let's paste this. Let's look at our rails. And then hopefully this will operate for us and we can kind of, I shouldn't have, well, that's all right. I just changed one thing. I can always change it back, but let's kind of get this line up of the rails where I want it. Let's kind of test this. I want to test getting on and off of this and everything else. So let's spawn it. So it's nice it's already done. I didn't want to do too much building in this video. So very basic here. We have just a real kind of a crap ramp. But this allows me to transpo my Mac R so that I can use the road railer and then have a truck transported with me. So I want to do all the work. I want to do all the testing on this, take it on and off, and everything else. Okay, so we're in reverse. Let's go ahead and back it off. So I can already see an issue. This was built for something else. So the ramp's not wide enough. The ramp is probably way too steep. Okay, good. So that's an issue that I need to deal with. Okay. Trying to think of a way to get this lower. All right, so let's go ahead and let's bring up the ramp car. And let's start fresh again, and let's try to kind of retrofit this. I'm going to rip it apart and kind of get it. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Get it where I want it to be, and use it as a basis. Things are already connected, like brakes and connectors and everything else. Some of the stuff like ramps are pretty simple. So this was just a quick thing. I never did the mission. I was going to do some fuel trading with my train quite a while ago, back when I was using the steam locomotive, and I never got to it. So I kind of want mostly just the guts in here, and then so this is going to get really ripped apart and worked on. So let's go ahead and let's look at some wheels. I don't want this to take forever. I kind of want this to be quick. So I want as small wheel assemblies as I can get, I think, because I want to get the height down. And so I don't know if I even can get the height down, so I kind of need to see. So I'm just going to stick it, I think, on the connector for now, just to kind of get it. So I'm trying to find the lowest wheel assembly height that I can get. So like right there, as you can see, that brings me down by a block. It's not a ton of space, but it brings me down by a block, so that's going to help. So let's go ahead and get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's get rid of that battery. I don't really need it. This can all go. Can the coupler go up one? I don't believe. See, this is like an old coupler design. It's not bad, but can that go up one? Yeah, all this can go up one, so that's going to be helpful to kind of deal with space. So again, I want this kind of quick and dirty. I'll refine this later. I'm not really looking for a big refinement pass. I'm looking to get this kind of in game. I want to get moving on some of this stuff, and so kind of just trying to, I have some logic already hooked into this, and so that just saves me a bunch of work if I can kind of do that, and then I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can kind of just go with the flow here. So let's go ahead and cut that and move this up. All right, and so merge this here. All right. And so what I'm going to do here is the same on this side. So let's grab this here, cut that, move that. So we'll move this back here, and I will put this on. Trying to think where I want this. Probably double up these axles here. These are unpowered. This is just trailing, so. And I'll go paste and paste. We'll do doubles. This just allows me to drop this down a little bit, which is the main thing for this. Is I don't want this too high. The higher this is, the higher the ramp has to be to get something on there, and so that's not something I want. So the coupler needs a little bit of space there to couple and turn, so I don't want that. I think right there is probably maximum where I want it. Okay. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push this ahead. This will probably look weird, but I want to, let me check my logic here. Okay, so like this here, let me go ahead and just delete out that. I want to grab this logic here. That's probably brake controller. All right. So I'm just trying to drop some of this height out of here. So I might stick this wheel assembly forward. It might look weird, but I don't really care at this moment. I'm going for full function on this. So right there is fine. Let me double check my logic again, make sure I'm not poking anything I shouldn't be. Nope. Okay, good. All right, and so this is going to allow me to hopefully cut a bunch of this out. Should be able to grab all of this in the over here again and kind of, let me just delete out this side first. And so the hope here is to make a pretty simple ramp car that I can use. And then, you know, as I feel like it later, I can refine it, make it better. But I just want something basically that's going to work. And then from there, I can kind of screw with it and make it work better. So let's go ahead and paint this bucket. And then grab bucket here. There we go. There we go. All right. And so now I should be able to move this whole assembly up. I'm just going to kind of delete some of the crap I don't need in here. And then I'll just do a quick rebuild of what I need. So. All right, so all that is just the coupler mechanism. The coupler, I need to check the height to make sure it reconnects to the train fine. So that's something I do need to check. Grab wheel assembly here. We'll copy that and slide these forward. All right, so that's kind of my new ramp car. All right, and so let's go ahead and place this. All right, so part of the reason was to get a smaller ramp on here and to get it lower. Where are we at here? Behind me? It is, okay. So here's a very basic car. Okay. It's a very basic car here to do what I need it to do. That should be easier to approach. Let's go ahead and let's save this as a new ramp car. All right, let's bring in the Loco. And now I need to check the height on the new ramp car to make sure that the couplers are going to work. Which I'm thinking the coupler might be a little bit on the low side. Yeah, see the coupler is low by 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just push it up 1. That's fine. So that was kind of anticipated. Now let's just do... I didn't mean to do that, but undo you please. There we go. Paint. All right, so hoping this should get us pretty well set up for this whole operation here. So that is there, and then I need to move this coupler up 1. Okay. And this one probably is going to have some issues, so I kind of move that forward 1. There we go. All right. All right, so that is my new ramp car. Now I need to figure some ramps, so I need to be able to get up and over this. Kind of like some cool bifold ramps, I think. So I think we have 1 wide. So let's try this. Yeah. Got to put a little bit of a wall on here just to keep the truck from falling off. This is wider than locomotive. It just kind of needs to be just to hold the truck on there without having issue. All right, and so next thing, I need a couple ramps here. So let's go Let's see, paint this. All right, and then I want hinges. Doesn't matter really which direction they go. And then I kind of think I want the hinges are gonna have to be nice and long. See, the coupler is now in the way. So I've tried to figure out how to do that. How to do the coupler so the coupler's not in the way. That's gonna be interesting. Height isn't, well, height is kind of an issue here. So let's, I kind of just lowered this down, then I'm probably gonna have to raise it up one anyway. So yeah, that's not ideal, but I'm probably gonna have to raise this up just to get this. You know what I could do? I could make it a hump design where it goes up one for the back. That's what I'll do. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's delete these, fill this. And so the ramp section will actually go up one. So I don't want to spend a ton of time on this ramp. I want to kind of make this somewhat on the simple side here. Those will be up. They won't interfere. That's fine. Okay. Do 1 by wedge or 4 by 1 by 4 wedges here, if I could speak. There we go. All right, and then what I'll do here is I'm going to put bifold ramps in here. So these will go up and then the next section needs to go. So I kind of have to think about how to do that. So I want enough length here that these behave themselves. So I can shrink them down as necessary, but I'm going to do bifold. So the longer they are, the longer these ramps are, the shallower the grade. And the shallower the grade, the easier it's going to be to get on and not bottom out when I hit something there. So this is kind of a mechanism issue here that I kind of have to figure out is how to get the next section to operate properly. So I could do, let's do this. It's kind of a pain already, but let's try to grab the hinge to the end. Let's cut this. We have a lot of height, and so we're going to have to start this in kind of a compromised position here. So let's start them vertical. And there's be a little bit of contortion here, but that's all right. Then what do I want? O is the right one. All right, so we're gonna start these ramps in the vertical position. I don't think they're gonna stay this high. This is just me kind of figuring them out, but just figuring out the geometry, and then once I have the geometry, so these are gonna be bifolds, and so next I need to figure out how to get this to fold out right. So let's go. Hinges are just gonna be easier at the moment, and then as I figure what I want to do, I can kind of choose something different here. So kind of just playing with this design. We'll test it. We'll see how it works, if it works, and then go from there, frankly. All right, so those are going to be our bifolds, and then I need a we'll do 2 throttles for now just to kind of figure this out. Again, I really want to get away from building just and get it to some mining. But again, I need all my equipment to be able to do it well, so I kind of want to do that. All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and load in the Mac R tractor. And let's put it on there. I want to see if I can get this on and off efficiently. Okay, let's go ahead and spawn. All right, so there we go. We are on the rails. So which side did I hook this on? This side, I think. So let's go ahead and I screwed this up already. These need to be able to go. So this is going to be a mess here. Yeah, this is the angles on these are kind of a pain. And then I always drag these down to like 3% is fine. All right, so these aren't going to be great. I have to kind of just, I'm kind of testing them, see physically how these are going to work for me. Okay, infinite electricity should go on. Where are you at there? There you are. Okay, so that's that one. This one here will be, so this will be the stowed position, which will be a starting position. The other thing I could do, which I've done before, is do manually operated ramps, but we'll have to see. Okay, so that's the stowed position of the multifunction ramps. And so these are going to go out, and this is going to go the other way. And so these will come out like so. And 3% is a little on the slow side. So this... So they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but see how they function for me. Yeah, see, like that's a mess. Okay. Proof of concept, it's working. I just need to fix some stuff. All right. So let's keep working on this. So I should be able to set these out in the forward position. All right, so let's go ahead and let's redo these. So that's, I'm just trying to test the proof of concept of the mechanisms and see where we're at. Now once I kind of have that, we can operate from there. All right, and so that's there, and then I think how to do this here. If I can do them just one control, it's gonna be a lot simpler, but they're gonna be really tall. But I'll test them, see how I like them, and then I probably want to refine it later. I just want to get something that works, and then I can screw with it later. You know, that's kind of the plan, is get this working so that I can kind of get playing. Okay, so those are on the ground. It looks like I'm not going to bottom out there. This should be fine, I think, for height. I have to see if these are long enough to cause this so it doesn't bottom out. Shut the door so I don't hit the door on the way out. All right, we're in reverse. Let's back off. So this has a pretty good height, so that should work. All right, so this works. You know, I would like bifolds at some point, but it's not bad. See how I can get on. Make sure I can get on here all right. Yep, not bottoming out. Working well. Easy to secure this sucker. Yeah, this should work. So, pretty simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it easy at the moment and not screw around too much. That way I think that will be good and easy. So let me check my max down angle. It's right about there is where I want it. So 0.18. Probably go to 5%. 0.18. 5%, I think. Yeah, and I'll screw it some more. So 0.18, 5%. All right, good. So that's really nice and simple and easy and not too bad. Okay, good. So let's change this to max value 0.18. And then I want all the way to -1 to go all the way up. Let's go to, we'll do 6%. It's fine. Let's go ahead and delete this one. And let's take off symmetry and let's delete that. Let's go ahead and move this one here. cut that, and we'll stick this. Yeah. All right. Did I delete all my tie downs? I believe I did. So I think the best way to do a tie down here. Much as trying not to do winches, I kind of probably am gonna want to do winches here just to get better, to secure them better. Then I don't have any in the back, but I think we'll be all right. This can slide. What I want to do is I think I'll chalk it. So I'll put some chalks in here. Trying to think of how the best way to build these chalks. I'm just building chalks. And if I can chalk between the wheels, that would be ideal. So there's kind of some chalks between the wheels. So let's see if I can drive up and over these chalks and have them kind of hold me. If I can just chalk the wheels and then tie it down, even if I don't use a, even if I don't end up using the winches, I think will be good. So I'm going to probably, if I can get rid of the winches, I'll get rid of the winches. Can I get in there? No. Okay, that's fine. All right, so there's some chalks just to hopefully hold it. Let's get rid of these right now. All right, and so that's that. Let's grab a couple ropes. All right, so let's test this out again. Can I get up and over those chalks without having problems? That was my new ramp speed. I can set the start position as -1. That'll put that in the right position. Again, just want this functional. I don't want to play with this for too long. Shut the brakes off would help. So can we bump up over the chalks? We can. Perfect. No problem getting over the chalks. Beautiful. So this is we need this so that we can use this to operate the road railers. And so this needs to come with us on the old trend, so. Okay, it doesn't like going over those chalks. That's fine. Just need to steer over them a little bit. Oh, whoa, whoa. All right, that chalk didn't stop us well enough, so that's fine. Let's put in a squared out chalk here. So since this is at the end, so one thought I had as well is I might be able to set these cars up so that I can run vehicles across them so that you could load up in the back and then do multiples, but that's something I will do in the future. I'm not going to screw with that right now. So I kind of want to make a barricade here almost so that I can't get over it. So I'm just going to do a real quick test on this one. Back it up just a hair. See if that stops me. But that should hopefully keep this from moving forward and backwards too much as we're moving around, because I don't want to have to do too much tie down on this. Okay, so let's back it up. All right, now let's go forward. Okay, that stops it beautifully. All right, so now what we would do is we would tie this off. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and let's say this is a whole unit. New ramp car. Okay, good. So that's all set up. Let's go ahead and where am I at here? Let's delete these actually. I forget what these things are called, the empty ones. Inventory. So I want an empty inventory. There we go. And then since I'm starting this with the Mac R on there, you're supposed to cross connect these, but that is not working well in game, so I'm not going to cross connect. Should have a couple, rope anchors here, but I have yet to put those in. So I'm happy with the way this is at the moment. Let's check electricity. This needs electricity. These need electricity. That should be electrified via the Loco. So I think we're good there. So let's go ahead and save this. So this is hopefully getting us where we need to be. Let's assemble this up and let's try to get the train going. So one thing I want to check is the excavator. What's the width of the excavator? I'm thinking it's wider, but do the old pinky block measuring tool. Now what's my pinky here? We're chucking 15. Yeah, so that's considerably wider, so that won't fit on the train. That's fine. That can still be trailered up. I still need to move one up. I may move it up there. All right, so let's get the train out there at least. So let's start assembling the train. So grab our latest Loco. Let's stick it all. It should be stuck all the way to the front. I'm trying to think. I don't think I want these. Let me do this really quick. Where are we at here? I need to fix the, I don't have the releases set up. So I set these up so that they give us 30 seconds to disconnect. Right here. Where's that going to? Right, yeah. Couplers, what is this? Key, relay, relay. What the hell is all this stuff here? Pivot. Oh, that's old. Okay, so I don't want to put that on there. I think the well car has a newer. The well car, I think, has the newer version of this. Train car brake controller, front, key, connector rear, key. All right. So the key goes to here and back there. Then do I have a, what is this one? How's this one set up? So key button activated, key external input. All right, so this is screwed up now because of that. So let's go ahead and grab this panel and I will kind of jerry it for now. So I'll make this work with the Loco. All right, so the whole point of this is I want my coupler releases. And so I want to be able to release the coupling, but then after 30 seconds, it automatically resets so that I can just hook up again. So for example, I'd go back here, decouple from the car behind me, pull up. After 30 seconds, it automatically allows me to recouple, so then I can back up and hook up again, so I don't have to do that a bunch. So let's go ahead and grab here. So I don't want this brake controller anymore. So brakes I don't care about anymore. Brakes are being done differently. Actually, this has manual brake release on it. Okay, so I'm going to keep this. So this will do the brakes on the cars. I don't need it on the Loco, though. So I'm trying to standardize this connector. So essentially what this does is it reads the connector and it applies the brakes to the train car. It also has my key here. And so what I want to do here is change key to key front. Then I want to add, did I just add one or not? Nope. Add key rear. Key rear. That's connector rear. It's connector front. Let's check here. All right, so here's key rear. Then I want to copy all this. All right, and so I need, that's key. So that's the reset for key front. Logic, this is going to have to grow. Key rear. Key rear. Okay. So hopefully I'm starting to get some modules in here that I can utilize for multiple things, and that's kind of, that's nice, so that hopefully it can get these standardized and have them operating. So essentially, like I said, this allows me to use the key to decouple, and then after 30 seconds, it's going to reset it so that I can just recouple. And so that will go up here. Okay, and then I'm going to be a pain and just put front above rear, just for my own mental issues. And so then this isn't necessary of the brake controller. Actually, yeah, I just won't connect up the brake controller for this because of the locomotive. I'll have it connect the way it already is, and then this will work for the rest of the train cars. So, train car brake controller, train car coupler and brake controller. Coupler and brake controller. Okay, let's go ahead and save this to train car coupler and brake controller. I'm very bad at saving my microcontrollers, and part of the reason I do this is, as I get better, I end up rewriting tons of microcontrollers, and I don't reuse much. I reuse a little bit, and then I kind of say, okay, well, that wasn't a great idea, or that didn't work that well, and I end up working on it and changing it. So, but we will update this. So, all right, so this is going to be, brakes aren't getting connected on this one. I don't need to do any of the brake stuff, so I don't need manual. Manual brake release is nice to have a trailer that allows me to flip a switch and push it with something and not have to connect up any braking systems. So that's why I do that. So I don't even need from connector. Let's do this. Let's set one up for the Loco. From connector, let's go ahead here. What am I reading connectors for? Let me read them. So from the connectors are reading the brakes. Connector front, brakes, manual brakes. Okay, so this one I'm going to save as locomotive, and I should be able to shrink this up. So connector front, key front from connector. And so this is going to be locomotive coupler controller. So let's just change this one. So this, I will make this a little bit different. So let's do locomotive coupler controller. Let's go into logic here. From connector, I don't need. Manual brake release, I don't need. That's all I need there. So brakes can go. All right, so this streamlines this just for the application that I'm currently doing on the locomotive. So that will shrink that down. And then all of this stuff can go. Connector front, connector rear. That's putting the brakes on if that's putting the brakes on if something's not connected. So what is that again? Connector front, connector rear. Those can go. Connector rear, connector, where's connector front? Those can go as well. So let's just, all right, so this will streamline this even more. And this will just be the coupler controller. So a little bit of streamlining, but that's for the locomotive only. So this is going to be key rear. All right, this is going to be key front. So this is, I haven't installed keys yet, so let's do that. Let us do that. And so this is just my release mechanism here. Yeah, you're not that color, are you? You're this color. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and let's merge. Those are merged in. Okay, that's good. Let's check the electricity. I want to kind of do this methodically so I don't screw something up. That can go there like that. That can go there like that. All right, so we have now, I screwed that up already, so let's go ahead and undo that. I screwed this up already. Connector needs to be, that's the whole point of the connector is for releasing that, I think. Let me check. Yeah, I screwed this up here. So this is the key reset. No, key goes directly to coupler. That's fine. This is set up right. Just haven't screwed with this in a little while. So that's key rear, key front. So this resets the key. Then we have key front. So we read from key front. Then we want to read from key rear. That just sets off the timer. Then what we want to do is we want to go from key to release connector. And we want to go from key to release connector. Let's spawn this. And I'll show you what I mean. So this has 30 seconds, so it's going to take us a little while to wait it out. But so essentially you do this. If you read this, it says release true. All right. And so I'll test the other one while we're here. This will give me time. So after 30 seconds, which I can change the time to whatever I want, you see release true. This lets me jump back in my locomotive and move. It gives me plenty of time to do that. Then after 30 seconds, which who knows where we're at now, we'll watch this key button. It should auto reset. And that's going to allow me to get out to the back, release the rolling stock or whatever I'm connected to, other locomotive, get back in the locomotive without having to rush. And then after 30 seconds, this is going to auto reset. And when it auto resets, that's going to allow me to then just go back up and connect to a car without having to get out and press my button again just to reconnect. So I don't know when the timer is going off here. I didn't bother timing it, but should be 30 seconds, so any minute here. I don't want to rush it and then screw it up either, but external's false. All right, so I'm thinking that should have gone off already. It didn't, so I'm going to test it here by going in here. And timer, 30 seconds. So I have property numbers, property values. Update this. So let's see. If I click on this, see there 30 seconds. Let's make them 5 seconds. And then let's double check the microcontroller, make sure. So if I do the key front, it will set off the timer, and then it will go and it will reset it. So they're at 5 seconds now. So let's try this now. So should be able to count off 5 seconds. It should reset it. All right. Release is true. Hopefully the 5 seconds elapses pretty quick and we can check it. I'm going to count off 5 here. It doesn't look to be working. 1. Wonder if, I bet I know what's up. Is that merged? Ah, it is merged. Crap. What is this doing? Key rear. Key rear was not connected, so that would do it. So that goes to external. So that wasn't connected, so that was probably what that problem was. Let's check it. So again, 5 seconds, this should reset. And see it resets. So now, release is false, so we're connected to a trailer or a rolling stock. We'll go ahead and we'll release. Now that will be 30 seconds. We'll have plenty of time to go away. It resets, and then we can reconnect. So we'll set those back to 30 seconds. That's working. 30. 30. So that gives us 30 seconds to decouple, run back into the locomotive and move. So that's ample time. So, you know, if you find yourself where it's you don't have enough time, all you have to do is increase the increment. And so that's the nice thing about the property text is I can easily just drag, go in there and change that as need be. All right, so let's go ahead and stick this in here. We'll stick it right there. All right, and good. So let's go under here and paint that. Okay, good. So that is now sets up our locomotive. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's save the Loco. Again, I really didn't want to get too much building, but it's almost turning into a necessity at this point to do it. Let's go ahead and load up. Where is it? Right here, new ramp car. And part of it was this microcontroller is needed for, it's needed for all my other stuff. So, let's see. So what is that? Train, car, coupler, and brake controller. That's the one. Okay, we just made that. So that's good. This here can just go in somewhere. We'll flip it. Cut that, move that down. All right. And so this one has all the functionality that I want, where it has the brake release. Again, this is something I may want to push with something. So I'm just going to go on the front here. Panel. And then I usually do a flip switch because it doesn't require electricity, but I usually plug it into electricity anyways. I think it's 1. Okay, brake release. None. 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 Okay. So let's go ahead and let's do it methodically. Let's do electricity next. Okay. Let's go ahead and check our brakes. So this is our new brake controller. This is our old setup. I'm going to go ahead and delete that out. And we'll just block that in. Okay. And so let's set up our new one. So connector rear goes to connector rear. Why do I need to go to connector rear? I don't. Oh, that's receiving from connector rear to tell me if it's. Okay, this is key rear. So key rear. This is key rear. What? Why? What? Okay, that's fine. That's the reset on the key. Let's see where we're at here. This is key front. Where are we at here? Key front is the readout from the key. That is connector front. Okay, I don't know why I'm reading those again, but I am. Brakes. So this is going to go on all of our road railer bogeys as well. So that controls our brakes. Next, we need to take in manual brake release. Goes from there. Then we need from connector. Okay, so what this is doing is this is reading the brake signal. Then it's applying the brake signal. I changed the brake channel. That's something that I should have checked. So I changed the brake channel from, what's manual brake release? No, from connector channel 29. And I did that because some of my trailers use the low numbers, and so it was actually making my trailer tip while I was driving. So I didn't want this to be a build video, but it is, but that's all right. I think got some reasonable stuff done. So that's my brake controller. And then what we do is, let me update the microcontroller. Let me get back in there. And then I want to save this over that, just because now I changed the channel. All right, and then let's go ahead and update that. Let's go, and then what we want to do is we want to take our logic here from the composite signal received, and we're going to send that out to the back. So what that's going to do is, say the locomotive, it sends in the brake signal comes here, does the brakes. Then the brake signal continues to the next car, which passes it along. Let's say that this one connected to this, it would pass through in the same way. So now we have brakes on this. Okay, good. So that's all set. That's saved up. That is plumbed and electrified. Okay, good. So let's save this as it should be. Okay. Let's go ahead to the road rail. Let's go ahead to the road railer bogeys. This is the most recent one. Somebody made a comment that made sense to me, is that because I have these hard points, I should not need I don't know if this side does it, so I'm going to keep the battery for now. I was going to get rid of the battery, but let's check this panel here. So we have lift. All right, and then what do I want here? So these two plugs here, let me just show you. These two connectors here, I need to make sure that these don't cause me problems with this here. So I have to be careful with that. And so these are going to need a little bit of logic. So where are we at here logic-wise? This goes to what panel is that? Blank panel. Of course, I kept the name blank. That's fifth wheel lift. What does this blank panel here do? Rear connector enable, front connector enable. Okay, so this is good. So this is my front and rear connectors. Okay. Okay, let's update this. So that's going to be for the actual towage. And then I need something to disconnect this here. So I think I'm going to do a key there. How do I want to set this up here? Kind of want to simplify these front mechanisms here. So this fifth wheel, does this have the fifth wheel control unit? It does not. So I don't think I'm going to go ahead and do an auto reset at the moment. Maybe I will. Fifth wheel lift. Yeah, let's go ahead and save this. Save that there. And then I want to get the Macar tractor. And then where is it here? I should see it's this one here. It's right here. It's the fifth wheel release handle. So let's go ahead and copy this. Okay, let's open up the bogey again. So this is going to allow me to, it does the same thing essentially. It resets those two. So it's going to reset this fifth wheel. It's also going to reset these front connectors. So I'm going to need two of these. I'm just going to stick them up here for now as I kind of make them, as I connect them up, and then I'll fix it. So this needs a key up front. So where to put it and have it not be a pain. So right there is fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and check electricity on that. That will go there. All right, that is all set. All right, so let's plumb these. So this is going to go from release handle. So that's from here. Call it release handle because that's what it would be on a fifth wheel. To connector. So that's to tell these to release. What is this doing here? Fifth wheel. Okay, I already have one hooked up. Okay. Fifth wheel release. So this one go by. So this one should just set up for this one here. Essentially, I don't want to release both of them at once. I want to have them set up individually. So that can go away. Then that can go there. That's fine. So this one's good. This one just needs to be plumbed in. So that's fine. So that will release these. That's hooked up. This here is to the release handle. That's the reset function. Good. So this can be put away. All right. So let's find a place. We have plenty of space under here. I'm just trying to find it. What is this? What are you here? What are you, little tiny microcontroller that doesn't look like it does anything? You do nothing. Okay, good. Perfect. So that does nothing. So that's where this one's going. All right, you now live there. All right, perfect. So getting this set up. Again, I think you learn so much about what your build needs by putting it into creative. I think a lot of people who don't play creative, they'll build a build. They'll do some testing. They'll even do ample testing. And then when you get in a career game, sometimes the build falls down because it just, you haven't put it through all its paces. And so I find that I learn about a lot of what a build needs from there. All right, so we have releasing fifth wheels. Now we still need to hook up brakes. So let's go ahead and let's load in that microcontroller. So what was it? Coupler and brake controller. So I just did all this and I didn't need to do it all. But okay, whatever. Okay, this is fine. I don't need those panels now. This panel does it all. I forgot that. Okay. Key rear. So this does all of this stuff now. Whatever. Key front. I should have thought of this a second ago, but whatever. Key. Nope. Key front. Okay, let me keep the nomenclature right. Key front. Key front. Okay. Connector front. So these do not tell me if they're connected. Do I need that function? That's what I'm interested in. So connector front. So connector front. If the connector front, so this essentially puts the brakes on if I'm not connected. So I don't need that. I don't need my brakes to come on. So connector front can go on this one. Connector front, connector rear. Those can go. That just puts the brakes on when I'm not so essentially when the locomotive is not connected to the rolling stock, the brakes will come on essentially. So they stay on. So like I could leave my train cars on a hill and they wouldn't have issues. This one is going to do it all from this manual brake release. So essentially if the manual brake release is So the manual brake release goes there. It shuts off the parking brakes. The parking brake will be on. I'll have to do manual brake release on all these, which is fine. That's not a biggie. So again, you see how I have to edit all these panels. Again, one reason I don't save a lot of this stuff is I end up having to redo it anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and check these again. So key front, key front, key rear, key rear. Brakes are connected. Then I want a panel for, I can add it to this panel. So let's go ahead, do 3. Okay, that's release front. That should be release front. Where is this going to here? Front and rear connectors, so this is fine. Let me go ahead and set these up. So this is for those 2 connectors so that when I need to carry these, I can carry these. So flip switch. Where are you at? Release front. Release rear. That's going to be a flip switch. You should be 3. You should be 4. And then this one here should be brake release. Okay, brake release. So we're going to manually have to release the brakes, but that's not a big deal. Where are you at here? Flip switch. Okay. All right, so let's hook this up now. So we have from front connector. Okay, so this is actually going to have to be from here because so if these don't weigh anything, these bogeys. So if I'm just pulling a stream of bogeys, I don't need brakes. The locomotive has plenty of brakes. This is kind of like in real life with me driving a tractor trailer. Is if we're towing a dolly, the dolly is less than 4,000 pounds. We don't need brakes on it. As soon as we put a trailer on it, it needs brakes. So then the brakes go through. So that's essentially how this will be set up. So go composite receive. From connector, this one here will then read to, where are we at here? This one here on the 5th wheel. This one here will send the information from the front to the back, which we don't really need, but I hooked it up anyway. This here is from the manual brake release panel, which is here. Manual brake release now is going to be, we'll change the channel. So the manual brake release is going to be channel 2. That will release our brakes. It doesn't really release our brakes. It sets our brakes to now be read by the train. So we'll still have brakes, but they're now commanded by the train. And then so front connector comes in, it reads the new brake value, and it sends that in. So that's good. Keys are set up, I think. Let me double check all my key setups. What is that? Okay, that's data. That's fine. That's data send. Data will send automatically through the trailer, so that's fine. Let's check. That's good. That's good. I think we're set here. So let's go ahead, and I don't need fifth wheel up. I don't need this release handle business anymore. This can go. What's that going to right there? Let me get rid of this before it causes me problems. Okay, and so I have to hook up key front. So the key here releases these two. Okay, good. This key here should be releasing this here. Okay, and then, so what was this? Okay, and so this is the fifth wheel release. This can go now. All right. Bunch of housekeeping on this, but, you know, it's simplifying the systems, so. Now, where to stick this so that it's not in the way? I think right in the front here should be fine. All right, so hopefully this is all set to go. A little bit of a, you know, oop, that's not going to fit, is it? That's not enough space. Ugh, crap, 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 crap. All right, I have an idea here on this. That will go here. So this can move. Let's cut this. What is that going to? That is necessary, so that's fine. So this will move over to this side here. All right. Can't tell where it is. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's fine. That's set in there. And then this one here will go. Also gives it kind of some design to look at. Ugh. This will go vertical now, I guess. Just a little tight on space here. Ugh, that's sticking down way too much. So this is gonna go. Okay. This is turning a little bit more of a pain than I'd like, but whatever. Square that up a little bit more. Okay, update that. Something got disconnected in the process. Key rear, which is here. Okay. Okay, and then so this can fit in there now. Fit in there and not hang down too much, essentially. So that's good. Okay, I'm hoping this is all set here. So let's do a test on this. Kind of a pain, but we'll set those because that's going to take me a minute to do. Why is my lift not working anymore? What the hell? Okay, why is the lift not working now? Brake release. Okay, it went up. Okay, so my number's wrong on that, so that's fine. Release front, so this should be released here. Release true. Release true. No, that won't interact. I was afraid this was going to have a problem with the fifth wheel, but the fifth wheel is going to jack up anyways when it's connected there. So these two are transposed somehow in there. So let's see, what's this? 1, 1. This should be 2. Okay. Brake release is now, get out of there. Brake release should be 2. 2. Okay, that's good. Let's test it again. And then I know the video is running on a little long. I think I'll save the couple for the next time. And then hopefully put this all together and get it going. Lift is good. Brake release. These should be brake 0. Brakes are at 1. So now we have brakes on here. I can't, it's not on tracks anyways. But all right, good. So let's go ahead and save this. We'll end up the episode. And then I hope definitely should be able to start assembling next run. So again, a lot of this, you think you're going to get things done a little bit quicker than you probably are, and then sometimes it gets delayed. So it is what it is. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.